Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into a concept that, well, it fundamentally changed how organizations talk about themselves. It's from Simon Sinek's Start With Why, which, kicked off with that super popular TED Talk years ago, still everywhere. And this isn't just like business strategy 101. It's deeper. It's about what really drives human behavior, decision-making.
Exactly. And the source material here, it's very focused, very influential. So our mission, really, for this deep dive, it's to pull out the absolute core of Sinek's philosophy. We want to understand how that sense of purpose, that why, drives, real inspiration and loyalty. Success, basically. Think of this as your shortcut. Why do some companies feel like a movement you want to join, while others just feel transactional?
Right. So we're trying to answer that big question Sinek poses.
Yeah.
What's the single biggest difference between organizations that are just good at what they do and the ones that truly inspire, the ones that stick around?
Yeah, and it comes down to the order in which they talk about themselves.
And Sinek nails this with his main visual, the golden circle. It looks so simple, but it's kind of brilliant. 3 circles inside each other. Can you define those zones for us?
Sure. So the biggest one, the outer ring, that's the what. Easy stuff. Products, services, your job title. Everyone knows their what.
Okay.
And you move in one layer. That's the HOW. This is your process, your unique selling points, maybe your values. It's how you actually do the what.
Got it. But the core, the absolute center,
Yeah.
that's the WHY, isn't
It's
it?
the engine, the WHY. Your purpose, your cause, your core belief. Why does the company even exist? Why do you get out of bed? Beyond just, making money.
And the key insight is how companies use these circles, right? The communication flow.
Exactly. What's fascinating and kind of surprising is that most organizations, like almost all of them, communicate outside in. What first?
So they lead with features, price, logic.
What? Then maybe how, quality, process, whatever. And the WHY, it's often just missing or an afterthought.
But Sinek says the great leaders, the ones who really inspire loyalty, they flip it completely. They communicate inside out.
Inside out. Why first, then how, then what? Start with purpose. Establish that belief.
Which leads to that famous line, the core thesis, really.
People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. It sounds almost backwards, doesn't it? Especially when everyone's focused on price. But look at the big success stories. It holds up.
Now, I found the biology part really interesting, maybe a little unexpected at first. How does he connect this business idea to, like, ancient brain science? Are we really talking gut feelings over spreadsheets here?
Yeah, that's pretty much the metaphor he's going for. And it's what makes the idea so memorable, so sticky. Sinek links the golden circle to a, let's say, simplified view of the brain. When you communicate starting with the what features, facts, you're talking to the neocortex.
The thinking brain, the rational part.
Exactly, the newest part. Language, analysis, rational thought. Your spreadsheet brain, like you said, if you only talk to that part, you're basically asking customers to analyze, compare specs, rationalize why they should buy.
Okay.
But when you start with the WHY, Sinek argues you connect directly with the limbic brain. That's the older system. It handles emotions, trust, loyalty, and crucially, all our decision-making. It's where that gut feeling comes from.
Ah, okay. So if I lead with WHY, I'm sort of bypassing the immediate logical calculation, the price comparisons, the feature lists, and I'm aiming straight for trust.
Yeah.
For that emotional buy-in.
That's the idea. You're giving people a reason to believe in what you offer, not just a reason to calculate its usefulness.
So you're not just trying to sell them something.
No, you're trying to recruit them. And that connection, because it's based on belief, not just a transaction, creates incredibly powerful loyalty. When people share your core WHY, they become more than customers. They're followers, advocates. They'll defend the brand, even if you mess up sometimes. They're not just buying a thing. They're affirming who they are, what they believe in.
Okay, let's make this concrete. The sources give some great examples of this loyalty in action. Apple is the classic one Sinek uses.
Absolutely. It's his go-to case study. Imagine if Apple talked outside in. It'd be, we make great computers. What? They look good. They're easy to use. HOW. Want to buy one? It's purely transactional.
Okay, yeah. Standard marketing, really.
But that's not what they do. Their internal WHY, their purpose, is something like challenging the status quo, empowering individuals through technology that's beautiful and simple, so they communicate. In everything we do, we believe in thinking differently, WHY. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, HOW. We just happen to make great computers and phones.
You feel the difference immediately. It's pulling you in on a different level.
Right. That WHY attracts people who value innovation, design, maybe being a bit rebellious. For them, buying Apple isn't just choosing hardware, it's a statement, an identity thing, and that loyalty. It's intense. It's why people queue up for hours for products that are often pricier than competitors.
And it's not just products. Sinek points to leaders too, like Martin Luther King Jr.
Mm-hmm. He didn't rally people by listing policy details first, did he?
No, he led with belief, with that deep conviction about a future of equality and civil rights.
That phrase, "I have a dream," that's pure WAOY. It resonated instantly, powerfully, because it tapped into the fundamental beliefs of millions. The policies, the HOWs, and whats, they gained traction because they were anchored to that shared vision.
Okay, but what about, the listener who isn't Apple or MLK? Maybe they run a local shop or a B2B service. Do these grand examples still apply? Is it universal?
Sinek argues, yes, absolutely. And it makes sense. Think smaller. Take that local cafe example we talked about. Their what is coffee, maybe sandwiches. Their HOW might be quick service, locally sourced beans. But their WHY could be something like to create an affordable, welcoming community hub where busy students and remote workers can connect and feel recharged.
Okay.
That purpose then drives everything. Why are they open late? Why do they use local suppliers? Why is the pricing accessible? The products, the coffee, they serve that deeper belief in community. That applies anywhere, any size.
And connecting this to how ideas spread, there's that link to the law of diffusion of innovation.
Yeah.
How does the WHY help an idea cross that big gap to the mainstream?
Yeah, this is really important. The diffusion curve shows only a few people. Innovators, early adopters, jump on something new just for the tech or features alone. To get to the early majority where the real success is, you need more than features. You need trust, you need momentum. The WHY builds that.
So those first believers, the early adopters, they become like missionaries for the cause.
Exactly. They're not just saying, hey, I bought this cool new phone. They're saying, I'm part of this movement that believes in challenging norms, or whatever the WHY is. And oh, by the way, they sell these great phones. That emotional connection, powered by the WHY, gives them the conviction, the language to bring others on board. They spread the belief, not just the product info, and that builds momentum more organically than just ads.
Which highlights that difference between leading and just managing.
Totally. Managers often focus on tasks, the what and how, hit the targets, follow the process. Leaders, using WHY, inspire people. They give them a reason to join the cause, something bigger than a paycheck or, fear of getting fired. They find people who already believe what they believe.
It's inspiration versus what, coercion?
Pretty much. Coercion gets you compliance, maybe, short-term. Inspiration gets you real commitment, long-term devotion.
Okay, theory, check. Biology hook, check. Examples, check. Now, the practical bit, the instruction manual for the listener. So for you listening, how do you actually find your WHY, whether it's for your company or even just personally?
And the neat thing is, Sinek frames this not as inventing something, but as like an archaeological dig. You don't make up a WHY. You uncover the one that's already there driving things. He lays out a pretty straightforward 4-step process.
Step 1, digging into the past, right? Story time.
Exactly. Look backward. You need to gather stories, maybe 8 to 10 key moments, personal or for the company, where you felt incredibly fulfilled, proud, alive. Big wins, sure, but also times you overcame something tough. Don't analyze the what or how yet. Just capture that feeling, that sense of purpose.
Okay, so collect the raw material then. Step 2 is finding the thread, the pattern.
Yes, pattern recognition. Sift through those stories. What themes keep popping up? What words? What feelings? What actions consistently led to that feeling of fulfillment or pride? Maybe you felt great when you brought clarity to confusion, or when you helped someone vulnerable, or created something really simple and elegant out of mess. Circle those common elements. The pattern is your WHY starting to emerge. Like if you always light up when simplifying things, maybe your core belief is about fighting complexity.
And once you have that pattern, step 3 is actually writing it down using his formula.
Right. The formula makes it concrete. It's simple. To your contribution so that the impact on others. The contribution is what you do, the essence of your pattern. The impact is the effect on others, reflecting your core belief. So an example might be to build simple tools, contribution, so that people can think more clearly and make better choices, impact. See how the contribution enables the impact.
Yeah, clear structure.
Yeah.
And the final step is crucial, making sure it actually lands.
Step 4, test and refine. Say your drafted WHY statement out loud. To your team, maybe customers, mentors, does it resonate? Do people nod? Do they say, yes, that's exactly why I love working here, or that's why I trust your company? If you get that genuine, energized reaction, you've likely found an authentic WHY.
And once defined, it's not just like a plaque on the wall. It's a tool. You mentioned 3 quick tactics for actually using the WHY day to day.
Absolutely. It has to be active. First, and maybe most obviously, lead with WHY in your communications. Everywhere. Stop starting presentations with sales charts or product specs. Start with purpose. Put it in your ads, website copy, press releases, front and center.
Okay, lead with WHY. Second tactic.
Hire for belief. This is a big one. If you're struggling with team engagement or turnover, maybe you're hiring just for skills and experience, the what and how W. Sinek says flip the filter. Do you believe what we believe? You can teach skills, he argues, but you really can't teach belief or passion for the mission.
That makes sense. Hire believers.
Yeah.
And the third tactic sounds really powerful for strategy.
Yeah, use the WHY as a constant filter for all your decisions. Every new product idea, every potential partnership, every market expansion. Ask, does this align with, does it serve our core WHY? If the answer is no, then maybe you shouldn't do it, even if it looks tempting financially.
That provides serious clarity, doesn't it? Keeps the organization focused.
Total alignment. It stopped you from chasing shiny objects or drifting into areas that dilute who you are and what you stand for. If your WHY is about, say, empowering individual creativity, launching a super lockdown proprietary system probably doesn't fit, right? The WHY keeps you honest.
Okay, so let's quickly sum up the big strengths here before we add some important context.
Yeah.
What makes Sinek's approach so sticky?
Well, its simplicity is huge. The golden circle is easy to grasp, easy to remember. It's incredibly practical for branding. And it taps into something deeply human, that need for purpose, for belonging. That gives it real emotional power for motivation, both internally and externally.
But it's not a silver bullet. We need to add some critical perspective, right?
Definitely. It's a powerful framework, but critics rightly point out it simplifies things. Causality is complex. WHY is super important, foundational even. But other things still matter a lot. Price, convenience, timing, distribution. You can't ignore the basics. A compelling WHY won't save a genuinely bad product or a terrible customer experience.
And the authenticity point feels critical too.
Absolutely essential. We've all seen it, right? Companies trying to slap a feel-good WHY onto a business model that doesn't really love it. If it's just marketing window dressing, if the internal culture doesn't match the external message, people see right through it. Customers, employees, they sniff out that disconnect, and it can backfire badly.
Lose trust instead of building it.
Exactly. And just to reiterate the biology point, the limbic neocortex connection is a brilliant metaphor. It helps explain that emotional hook. But it's important for you, the listener, to know it's a simplified model, not strict neuroscience. It's a tool for understanding the principle of emotional connection.
Got it. Useful metaphor, not a science lecture.
Right. So the big takeaway, the enduring principle here, it's that starting inside out, why, then how, then what is fundamental for building trust, loyalty, and that long-term momentum. It changes the whole conversation from just features and price to shared belief and community. Speak to the heart first, essentially. You get followers, not just buyers.
Absolutely. And we've seen the formula to contributions so that impact. So for your closing thought, let's make it super practical. Think about that very first step Sinek suggests. You can literally do this right now, right after listening. Take 5 minutes. Jot down maybe 5 stories, work or life, where you felt genuinely motivated, proud, fulfilled. Start looking for your pattern. What beliefs bubble up? What could be your WHY? Because once you find that, you stop just chasing features and you start actually inspiring action.